it's not it wasn't offensive, I would say, like the Golden Globes comedian, his was a little bit offensive. Kimmel's jokes weren't really landing. They weren't very funny. And then when he tried to be funny, they're just a little bit not really tasteful. And Kimmel wasn't up to, I don't think he was up to it. Like, I realized the last time he hosted, he was part of the 2017, 2018. So he was part of the Moonlight debacle. So that was interesting. And the fact that he's done that and yet he still hasn't really learned how to do the award show properly, I found.
Yeah, well, the show itself went only 3 hours 20 minutes, which is one of the shorter shows in a while. Yep. The last couple of years has been 3 hours 40.
It did feel cut. Definitely the speeches, they were trying to, that music would play early. It was fine. Like that, like, yeah, you could feel that. You could feel they were definitely shorter than previous, like the speeches and just all along. I thought it would run longer because this year they try to do this thing with their actor categories. They've tried to do the bringing back the old like past winners, and them saying a very nice thing about each actor, which I really liked. I thought that was interesting. I thought again, this is an egotistical award show. And so I don't mind if they are then, sprouting their feathers and going like, you were great in this for this. And I was like, yeah, that's
the whole point. Last time they did that was when Hugh Jackman hosted the awards, and it really worked. So I liked how they did that. For those just joining, we run a review show every day. Seems like there's a show coming on. So like, follow, subscribe. Pete has watch list. You can catch up for this for those who missed the start on our podcast. We'll drop one on Spotify and Apple later today. We're recapping the 96 Academy Awards. Yep. So Oppenheimer was a big winner with 7 wins.
Yep.
Poor Things won 4. Zone of Interest won 2. Yep. Anatomy of Fall 1. Holdovers 1. Godzilla -1. And Barbie only won 1 award. What were your thoughts when it came to basically the snubbing of the biggest movie of the year, Barbie?
I'm not heartbroken. I think I knew this year was going to go to Oppenheimer. I wanted it to go to Oppenheimer because I generally love the movie more, and I love Nolan. But I think it felt weird, like some of the like costume and production design going to Poor Things. I know it's different, it's unique, it's interesting, and I'm not saying it's not. Like, that film's amazing. It's just Barbie, like the whole idea of Barbie is that the reason I and a lot of other people buy Barbies was because of their outfits. And so costume should have definitely gone to Barbie. Or at least production design, because I didn't feel Poor Things production design. I found
You've got to remember, these things are voted on by guilds,
guilds and stuff.
So the guilds nominate and then everyone votes. And they love that stuff where they change people's face.
And hairstyling was... hairstyling... They weren't, like,
and they love.
Hairstyling was fine.
Love the.
I thought the production.
Yorgos's view for that film. The production design was really key to that film with the look, and they're not going to give it to a toy. It's just not.
Okay, that's off-putting. No, it's not about your totally downplaying the effect of that movie. It's the fact that it created the idea you think she's a Barbie in the movie Barbie. Whereas I found, yes, that's the whole point. It was like Barbie's dreamland, and they really brought it to life. And I found the production design, at least the production design, if you're not going to give it to, but I don't know, it felt odd. But I don't mind Poor Things winning. It just feels odd because it feels like it's definitely
the winner of costume design, especially, is just a Hollywood darling as well. So you got to remember that these awards, they're voted by Hollywood people, and that you work with people. They want to go
unique. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Poor Things was bad by any means. I just think that.
You are.
What are you talking about? I think I liked Poor Things more than you did.
I loved it.
I don't know what you're saying. You're bringing down Barbie just because it didn't win. But the thing is, Barbie definitely deserved a shot. Yeah, for song, it had two. It had two nominees. It's gonna win. It was gonna win song. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But I feel like production felt like I don't know. It could have gone to Barbie if you wanted it to, or at least one of them.
So we'll go through every award, but let's talk about overall. Oppenheimer winning 7.
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit less than what people saying. They were thinking 8, 9, but I thought the 7 at 1 was definitely deserved, especially editing and cinematography.
The only thing it missed, probably what people thought 8 was sound, but I think sound definitely
Going
deserved zone of interest.
Yeah.
Because the sound in that movie is the most off-putting and strange thing about that movie.
Okay, so let's go back through. So we started off with Best Supporting Actor, the actress that went to Divine John Randolph. She's won every award. Holdovers.
Oh.
It's an actor's movie, and not a surprise there.
No, I was very happy. She definitely 100% deserved it, I thought. And that's when can I say, Rita Moreno showed up, and she did America Ferrera's, because they all had all the past and they all did say something nice. And America Ferrera, Rita Moreno did America Ferrera, and then she was like, America. She did the line, Bart. So I did like that, but her definitely winning deserved it. I think it's an incredible performance. I know I loved Danielle Brooks' performance a lot too, but she was great, and she honored it was so heartwarming to see her up there, and she was crying because she's just like, it's just everything came to that moment. It was beautiful.
Next award was Best Short Animated. That went to When the War Is Over. Now that is based on John Lennon's music, and it was executive produced by Yoko Ono, and Sean Lennon had something to do with it as well. So not a surprise that was a favorite. Best animated film went to Boy and the Heron. Now your boy didn't show up.
No, I mean
it's twice he's not done that. He did that for Spirited Away as well 20 years ago when he won that.
I think he respects the Academy. I just he's.
You sure?
Yeah, but the guy's he puts work first, so he's actually hard at work at making his next film, and he's
the one that he wasn't going to make.
Yeah, so he actually, I think he has 2 in the works, because he just wants to keep working, and so I don't think he's going to stop and go all the way to an award show. That's just not his thing. And I'm not mad Boy the Heron one. I love this film. It's not my favorite Ghibli. It is a very much. If you haven't seen it or know this work, he's been doing these films for a long time. And this one is a more personal story of his. And
aren't they all the same?
No.
It's all about a boy losing his mum?
No, they're all different. Most of them are female protagonists. What are you doing? No, this one is
Did he or not lose his mum in this movie?
Yeah, I'm saying that
they're all about that.
They're not. Most of Disney's are, but that's not. And then it's his personal story, and this one has a lot of elements that he puts. He reflects a lot of past animation techniques he's used in his other films, and it's really incredible to watch. But I did love Spider-Man, and I think I love Spider-Man. I'm not gonna lie.
Big hello to the people joining us on Instagram Live as well. You got Sherpa, your boy, Danny is a frequent co-host on this show for live shows. Hey, Danny, how are you? Yeah, thanks. We thought we'd dress up for this. Yeah, good times. Is it the same outfits we wore last year?
I have no idea.
The next movie was nominated was Best Original Screenplay and Anatomy of the Fall one. I really enjoyed that movie. There was a lot of people giving it a little bit of gunk towards the end of the thing, but love that movie.
The dog was there actually. He had a big bow tie and he was sitting there. It was adorable. And they okay. And they
did you see what he just wrote?
Yeah, I did. I know I'm not associating with that guy.
Some guy's just trying to throw shade at Hannah because she's a big Taylor Swift fan.
That's
Mate.
just fine. They had the dog fake clapping at one stage.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was Robert Downey Jr., yeah.
No, I think Anatomy Fall for its original script, 100%. Like it's the whole point is to hold on to the script of that movie, it's definitely well deserving.
The next one was best screenplay, and I love this win. American Fiction. We both went for different films, but American Fiction, we saw that last week. It's on Amazon Prime now. If you haven't seen it, you can also catch up in our preview show. We did a review on it. Wow, what a movie!
I love that movie so much, and I was actually really happy because I just didn't think it was going to. That's why I never put it up there, and so I'm glad that it went. I'm glad it went to American Fiction because it's just I love that film. It made me laugh so much, and it was had great ideas. And,
so then we go into a run of Poor Things winning. So best makeup and hairstyling, best production design, best costume design, all winning for Poor Things. We already know Hannah's view on she hated Poor Things. Next winner.
I hate talking to you sometimes. Seriously,
next winner was for best foreign feature. And this is where Zone of Interest got its due. It also won for best sound, which they pulled the sound awards together a couple of years ago. And look, Zone of Interest, the sound is absolutely unbelievable. Having those sounds of the camp in the background, just brilliant.
There's some horrifying moments in this movie, and the sound is the reason for that, and so it should be applauded for that. Oh well, yeah.
Jonathan Glazer, just an amazing filmmaker. Has made so many great films, including Sexy Beast. Great film if you haven't seen it. It's in Australian cinemas now. After that, we got Ryan Reynolds and Emily Blunt came out to honor Stuntman. No award for them. They're not good enough for an award.
Can I just say, they talked about the casting award in the future, and the fact there is a casting award happening, yet stunts, which have been happening for, we're talking about years. The fact that they just all they did was tip the hat and were like, yeah, stunts. They were great this year and have been great. And it's like, okay, so give them an award. And can I just say, they were having these pairings, like people coming out who are doing future movies, didn't really mention their future movies. Like they're in Fall Guy. And then you had Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth, and they're doing Furiosa. They didn't really mention. It's like previous years, they're like full on like, their movie coming out this year, or they were in this, but this year they were like, yeah, no, it's just these two actors who obviously.
Well, the Emily Blunt, Ryan Reynolds thing was funny. It was funny.
Ryan Gosling.
Probably the Ryan Gosling, sorry. Yes. It was probably the funniest thing in the show.
Oh
no!
It wasn't. The funniest pairing. There's a funnier pairing.
Yeah.
But it was definitely one of the highlights of seeing them two together because they were just riffing on the Barbie Oppenheimer thing, which make the jokes. Like even Kimmel didn't even make that one of those jokes. There was two separate Madam Web jokes in this show. Why? Like you don't even need to mention Madam Web, but they did two separate times. One joke landed, one didn't. And it's just it's.
So then we got Best Supporting Actor, and Robert Downey Jr. was just like Divine Joy Randolph. What a brilliant, great speech as well. He talked about how his wife saved him, well deserved. One of Hannah's favorite performances.
And his Hollywood lawyer, and his lawyer as well for bailing them out. I love the fact that he was just being honest, like. Kimmel even made like a really bad drug joke earlier in the thing, and so I'm glad that he was just what, he was just
great. Messi, he clapped. They got him to clap.
Yeah, I'm happy he won because he definitely deserved it.
Then we got best visual effects. That was presented by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. And they talked about how the reason why they were coming together, you thought, maybe twins. No, it was because they were Batman villains and they got killed by Batman. And the Batman in the audience was Michael Keaton. And we got a great moment. And it was very funny. Keaton just very, very good.
Yeah, because, one played Penguin, one played Mr. Freeze. That stuff was funny. And that wasn't even, they were not even comedians. They don't have to write jokes. They were just funny guys. And, it's obvious. It's like,
yeah.
Like, he didn't even say anything and he was funny. He just was like, come on. I was just like, that subtle humor. It worked. I don't know.
Then we got best editing, and that went to Jennifer Lane. She edited one of the greatest movies. She edited Oppenheimer, but she also edited Tenet. Legend.
Yes, Tenet would have been harder to edit, I would say, because
Yeah.
Oh, maybe same, because I just realized the editing in Oppenheimer. Yeah, there's visually two different. Yeah,
and pace. Editing brings pace.
Yeah, no, brilliant work in both films, but particularly on Oppenheimer, it definitely deserved it. I think editing is very much like a difficult thing to get right, especially in a 3-hour biopic. So I'm glad. Definitely deserved the praise.
The next award was documentary long form. Went to 20 Days in Mariupol, and we got a reminder about the Ukraine war. And then you got the documentary short, The Last Repair Shop. This is a really cool short. It is actually about people repairing musical instruments and give to underprivileged kids in Los Angeles. Really great story. Love that. Director of photography went to Wojciech von Hanuman. Oppenheimer. He had to do an IMAX. He had to do it in black and white. He had to do it on film.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, incredible work. I don't know what else to say. Like, this is Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
We knew this going in.
Yeah.
It's deserving.
He also got nominated for and won for Dunkirk as well, which was much deserved as well.
Yeah.
Next award was Best Live Action Short, and that went to The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar and No Show from Wes Anderson. Like,
I think, not to say like Wes Anderson probably, he was like, yeah, of course, but that's my first win, finally, But I feel like a little bit, it's the pettiness of it. Like, the only time he can win is, like, he does really unique films, so the only time he wins is for a short. It must feel like a little bit of a little cut to the jab, like whatever the saying is. It just, he's probably a little bit like, yeah, family win, but, wish was for one of the other films I've done in the past.
Then we got Best Sound for Zone of Interest. We already talked about that. What an amazing win.
Yeah.
Then we got in the show I'm Just Ken, which Ryan Gosling started in the audience and his head was down, and then Margot and Billie
changed his outfit, by the way.
Are laughing. Like just killing themselves laughing. Then he goes into a bit with Gentlemen Before Blondes. Hannah's right, that had like this pink sequin jacket.
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't just it. It's the whole.
No. When he started, because he started in a pink sequin. Yeah.
He had a whole new, because he was in black, so he was in a whole new pink rhinestoned cowboy outfit suit. Like, it was full on. Like, this guy had changed.
And then we get the full song, and then Slash comes out and plays a guitar riff.
Yeah.
And the crowd went wild. Then he goes back in the audience, and then Margot, Greta, America all sings, and then we get the reunited of La La Land, Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling singing together. And they go back on the stage. It was a cast of thousands. It's probably one of the highlights of the night for me. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. No, for me, I like the moment you had Mark Ronson, that was great, playing guitar. And then when he was coming up stage, and I started to notice the Gentlemen Before Blondes, because they had the candelabra people and stuff. I was like, oh, that's so clever. It's such a play on the fact that Gentlemen Before Blondes is kind of like, the I'm Just Ken song is like that in a way. And I think that's a really great nod. And it was just a really fun, unique performance. And it really outshined kind of the other performances. Like, some of them were good. I think some of them just feel weird, like the Flaming Hot one. And then Billie Eilish didn't need, she did almost the exact same performance she did at the Grammys, and I'd say the Grammys one was better. And like, that's not a bad thing or anything, but maybe a visual aspect could have been interesting, like maybe a backup dancer or something. It just felt like she did the exact same performance. Not bad, because it did then eventually win Best Song. So
and that's Barbie's only award for the night.
Of course, it was going to go to Billie Eilish. I'm Just Ken would have been like a dark horse, but it was going to go to.
It wouldn't have been an amazing win. It would have been amazing.
I think Mark Ronson would have loved the win.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, it's a great song. It just
Next award was original score, and that went to Ludwig Göransson, and he won for Oppenheimer. And of course, he should have won. That was an amazing score. You know, pop that on all the time. Just listen to it, banger.
Yeah, Ludwig scores, like, he's been coming up. I think he did. He's been helping with some of the new Star Wars scores and stuff, and I really, and then he did Tenet, I believe, as well. And he's been popping up doing these really unique scores. He's
worked for Jordan Peele as well.
Oh yeah, no. I just love the Oppenheimer. I do play the music.
Yeah.
It's so main character energy, and I love that aspect of it.
Then we get In Memoriam, violin start, and then we get the Bocellis come out and sing. And then we get Best Actor, and the winner was Cillian Murphy. Much deserved. Great speech as well. And yeah, just Oppenheimer keeps rolling on.
Yeah, well deserved. I mean, like, and he was like, I'm just a proud Irishman, and thanked everyone. He was supposed to, like, it was just fun. It's so deserved. You couldn't give it. I wouldn't see it go to anyone else. The only other person I would have given it to would have been like Jeffrey Wright. That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
The next was Best Director, and that was Christopher Nolan. He had a great line when he said that. He said, the films have been over 100 years. Think about painting, think about music, and imagine where we're going to go to as film. And the Academy has seen as I'm an important part of the story. That means the world to me. Oh my God. It just had me. It just seriously had me. What a director. He is my director. You know, some people are Spielberg people, some people are Scorsese people, but Nolan's my guy. I love him.
Yeah, I love Nolan. I love my IMAX dude. Yeah, I mean, Steven Spielberg presented the award too. That was nice.
Yeah. Touching moment.
Yeah, they didn't have multiple directors come out, which I don't know, a little bit weird. I thought maybe, but then you're like, I thought during the night, like, sometimes you'd pop over to Scorsese, and he would just look like he just didn't want to be there. Yeah. Like, he knew going in there is nothing for him here. He was just like,
well, he's notoriously hated the Oscars, so
yeah. Then why make movies and present them? Like, make movies, but why then go for the Oscar bait route? Like, you don't need to.
Yeah.
He could make just great films like he used to. I don't know.
Then we got Best Actress, and you know, probably all wondering how the bet goed, and this is what it came down to. The winner was me. It's 1-1.
Someone was way too excited.
I was very excited. I thought this was the best performance of the year. I thought between male and female, I thought Emma Stone was the best performance of the year.
I love Emma Stone, but that's not the best performance of the year. This is a great performance.
100% the best performance of the year, and she deserved it. She lost her voice. I think she was a little bit tipsy as well. Hopefully she doesn't hope she doesn't cop grief for that. Like, I know notoriously when you know, female actresses win the second award, or like Sally Field got nearly cancelled over it. You know, hopefully they don't cancel it.
I don't think they should. She was like, it's not that she doesn't deserve another award, because again, she performed really well, so well, in fact, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
But it was surprising to me, because I feel like Lily Gladstone shouldn't have been in the main actress category, because I feel her character, how it was originally written, how it's still in the movie, she's a supporting character.
Yeah.
And it's so
and she would have won in that category.
Yes, and that's so, I feel like it's so weird that they put her in Best Actress. But eventually it didn't matter, because Emma Stone was just, she has more story. I honestly
and she's really popular in Hollywood. She's loved in Hollywood.
Yeah, because she's Emma Stone.
Yeah.
She's friends with Taylor Swift, by the way. Anyway.
Another award for the Swifts.
Suck
eggs, Danny.
But yeah, I love her performance. I don't think it's the best. Yeah, I'd have to go back on it. But it is weird when you said, oh, Carey Mulligan, I liked her, but I don't think she should be there. And you said that Margot Robbie definitely should have been nominated. I realized, I forgot, why was Carey Mulligan nominated? Yeah. I love her.
In supporting as well.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, her work, the Maestro was definitely supporting, and then she was also supporting in Stockholm, by the way. So it makes no sense to why she was nominated in that. And then you could like, even if she didn't win, like slotting Margot just makes more sense. I don't know. On reflection, it feels like some of the nominees just felt weird, just because this year it felt so much like there was not a close race. It felt like it was, we already knew what was winning going in.
Yeah.
And that this is the only one that felt like it could have gone either way.
And then we get Best Picture. It was anticlimactic. They get out Octogenarian.
Oh, by the way, like it wasn't even a
50th anniversary of Godfather Part 2.
Yeah, but not even like a reunion thing. It was just Al Pacino. They just brought out Al Pacino. Oh, okay.
And Jimmy Kimmel already joked about them stuffing up the last award, and then they go ahead and do it.
Yeah, make sure you write it in a
report. So what happened was, he gets up, he opens the envelope, and just mumbles some Yiddish thing about Oppenheimer, and
no, he talks about the Best Picture.
No, he doesn't talk about Best Picture. He just gets up and just says, I see Oppenheimer.
No, he said some words. He was talking.
There were.
I don't know if he said Victoria Coffee at one stage. I don't know, but to me, it's so surprising. Okay, so
no, it's not.
No,
it is not surprising.
No, it's surprising that he did it. Like Jimmy Kimmel.
No. It's not surprising that you get an 80-year-old. You get an 80-year-old, and that's what you get.
But I'm surprised that they let that happen again. That's what I'm thinking. Jimmy Kimmel was the host, and he did it the first time around. And so, and you let someone by themselves who is not like, who can, I'm not going to deny Pacino, he's still great, but he probably is struggling to read it and read the prompter, because there's a prompter up there with all the words.
Yeah.
Even I would struggle.
And he missed that. He's got glasses. Where's the glasses?
And what's surprising to me, so not last year, the year before, he was, for some reason, he was the first presenter at the Game Awards. I don't know why, because he has no reason.
It's called money.
Yeah, I know. I love that Jeff Keighley, he can spend it, and it's funny. So he presents the best acting in the video game series, right? In a video game, sorry. And several people go on stage with him and make sure he says, and all he has to do, really, he said some lines. All he had to do was say the card name right, and they helped him list the nominees and stuff. They made sure everything was done. And I was like, yeah, because again, one, why is he here? And two, just like help him. Like, why are you letting one person do it? It doesn't, like, you gave all the other awards, right? You had past actors. So it makes no sense why you don't have, like, you had multiple. I don't know. If you're going to have The Godfather, also you only have one person.
Yeah.
There are multiple people who are.
Get De Niro up there to help him.
Yeah.
But he's 82. Like,
but he apparently, maybe, well, like having both up there would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Get Duvall up there. Get Talia Shire up there.
Yeah, it felt like it.
Where's Coppola? Like, Coppola's coming out with a movie this year. Like, he surely.
Oh, I don't think he would do it. I think he would be like,
I don't know. He's promoting.
I'm in my mood. I'm in my movie mood. He wouldn't do it. But it's so dumb.
Well, Oppenheimer got up. Emma Thomas spoke well.
100%.
Chuck Roven spoke well.
I love
a little bit of Christopher Nolan, but that was it.
He didn't need to.
And then the show finishes with Messi pissing on.
Oh, because it's Kimmel, because Kimmel is
Matt
like,
Damon, star of Walk of
Kimmel, because they said
no, there wasn't much about Kimmel and Damon.
No, it was Kimmel. No, Kimmel used he made, I don't love the fact that he then said, my show. I know that it's the same channel network, but still, because they promoted Abbott Elementary before and then at the end of the show, and then he's like, tomorrow my menu episode, and then you had the Kimmel do his Matt Damon and he's like, oh, what a joke, and it's like. Yeah, that was the only joke. You didn't even make the joke, and it was the only one that technically landed. So it's just dumb. I think Kimmel just showed, they were trying to bring Kimmel back to bring it back on par, but, he was the reason, he did the Moonlight thing. So don't get that.
Well, he didn't
I know, but
he was host.
Yeah, so if you're the ship's, so not the ship's captain, but you're basically the face of the ship. Why did you let the same face? I don't know. This is why I definitely believe you get an actor or like an actor to do it.
No,
Or you get,
no.
No, you get
No.
yes, because comedians
Hosts are professionals. You need to have a professional host do this stuff.
the
The
last
reason why
professional hosts have all been terrible.
no, but the reason why hosts know how to do this
Have
stuff.
you seen Tony Award hosts? They host the show.
No, I'm telling you, hosts. This is a television production. You need a host up there. That's why Billy Crystal was a professional comedian. He was a professional host in the end.
Yeah.
That's why he was successful doing it. Bob Hope was a professional host. You cannot get an
Yes.
actor. Actors act with a script.
Yes, but I'm saying get more of that, because most actors nowadays, most of them have gone to TV and such. So I don't know why I just don't think you should rely on straight comedians or straight hosts. I feel like you need to have a multi-class person doing it, because you need to have
Disagree.
no, because you need to have more of an actor, because this is an actors award show. Stop getting hosts that don't know these actors, who just make jokes that don't land because most of them are just bad. Like, get someone who is actually in the industry to do the industry. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but like you need a professional that actually can host an
then
award show.
you train someone. You train. It's called training.
You can't train someone to do this job. This is
Yes, but you can get an 80-year-old on stage to list up.
No, that is the producer's fault for putting Jimmy Kimmel's wife, Molly, produced the show, and if she chose Al Pacino, that is a terrible error. If you don't have someone that can actually read the prompter up there, you do not put them up. Like, seriously, Al, do you want to do a rehearsal? You know, maybe.
Oh, they did not do rehearsals. No way they did. They were like, oh, no, he's all right. It will be fine.
You know, like, other than Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, there was not really much funny stuff. Where was Will Ferrell?
I didn't see the John Mulaney bit.
Oh, that was a bit of funny thing about sound.
That's just John Mulaney doing bits like he usually is. So
get him to host. He's an actor.
Yeah, but
he's a comedian.
Yeah, but some people don't love John Mulaney. That's why you don't get John Mulaney.
Get him up.
Okay, but some people just don't like him, I will say.
Yeah, well, like, I'm sick of, like, you going back to the world with Kimmel. They went back to the world too many times with Billy Crystal as well.
But Crystal was funny. That was the difference.
Yeah, but Crystal doing it for so many times, people just get sick of it, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's also, I would also say it's the production. Like, the fact that I don't think they should do that stupid, like, the opening monologue is so boring nowadays. Like, throw in some pictures, like, especially with the newer audience, like, throw in like a visual aid or something. Like,
well, the best monologue was Hugh Jackman's one.
Yeah, that was fun. They did something unique. They tried something else, and that was fun. I would also go the one La La Land. I don't know if it was the Golden Globes or the Oscars, but the year that Moonlight one, that year with Kimmel, they had that fun production thing where they went in through all those things like a musical, and I'm like, you don't have to go musical route, but you have to make it a little bit more interesting. Like, the fact that the opening bit before the monologue, you spliced in all the different movies and stuff, and then he did a little thing with the Barbie, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's all right. I'm like, you just show, because the weirdest part is that later on I have to watch the trailer of each of these movies later on in the show. So, but you're showing me clips now.
They were very short this year.
Yeah. Oh no, everything was short. And I don't mind that. I find that it's pretty boring though, because you don't have you have people coming on, like people coming together, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito, and they just don't hype it up enough. Like, I don't know what, like, the Emmys doing the thing where they were bringing back like the whole cast or something was interesting.
I think they'll do that for the 100th. I really do. I think they'll bring back big movies and to do awards.
Yeah. Because it's much more interesting. I also find that, I don't think the jokes landed, and you don't want to, like, the writers have already had
it's a hard
it's
job.
A hard one to do it. Also,
they strikes as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they only made like one real strike joke at all, and it did not land. And they just talked about it. and it's hard because a lot of them were not working a couple of months ago. So
Yeah.
and now they're here celebrating awards. It's a bit of a weird room. And then also some of those movies, like they're just it's just, I don't know. It felt like an odd year. We already knew going in who was going to win. I think that also made it a little bit
Well,
hard.
that's what's happening with the Oscars now. The last couple of years, everyone knows who's going to win because there's so many award shows predicting that you can look at the makeup awards, you can look at the sound, the special
when
effects,
you
and
look at the SAG, when you look at now that people realize you look at the SAG, you're likely to look at who's going to win.
Yeah.
Especially in the acting categories.
Yeah. I want the Oscars to be first. I like getting surprised at the award show. I think it adds to it. Like I wanted Oppenheimer to win, but it won every single award.
The only reason it goes that way because it's the most prestigious, but because it's last on that list, it's the hardest. Everyone knows what's going to get.
But if you want to jazz up the show, let's talk about how you jazz up the show. Like I like the casting award, add stunt, add best newcomer, add best new feature.
It's hard to do newcomer.
This is what I would do to jazz up the show. I would, throughout the night, just knock off best pictures until you get down to number one.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about your Hunger Games example. That was in a previous clickbait episode if you want to check it out on the channel. And for me, I think they should go what the Game Awards do, which I know it's weird to think, but honestly, they should make it the Super Bowl, and they should use the time for trailers. Like I don't
understand why they don't put trailers.
I don't get it. Like hype it up.
I know.
We're gonna get.
I know they would have got in the US would have got trailers, but actually embed the trailers into the show so you get it all around the world.
Because I would do and especially like even the more professional performer. Like we're getting a
Wicked.
We're getting Wicked, but
we're
getting a Francis Ford Coppola movie,
yeah.
And we should have some snippets, or we should have the actors on stage. We're getting twisters. We're getting all these big
challenges.
Big movies.
Zendaya was up there doing an award.
Yeah, but she didn't talk about challenges.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
shouldn't even talk about Doom.
They don't. Yeah, they haven't been talking. They weren't talking about movies, and it's
a movie show.
Yeah, and I think they might have one, they're shorting on time, so they're not talking about other things. Two,
not this year.
Yeah, they were shaving it, and then this year I think it's just there's a weird thing where they're trying not to, push anyone's buttons by mentioning other projects, and because it's happened in other award shows when people mention other stuff that people get a little bit look at Taylor Swift the audience hated when Taylor Swift announced a new album.
Wouldn't it have been great if Nolan would have got up there tonight and said Tenet 2 is coming near you.
I don't get why there's hate. You should be yeah, cool. We're getting something new. One, you also know not to do anything at that time. And two, you also let's be excited that there's more movies coming out, because right now we're in a limbo where we don't know, because of the strikes, because of everything. We don't know if there's movies. We're still even hurt from the pandemic. We don't know what's actually slated to actually come out, what's actually being filmed. Recently, I saw on the red carpet, The Rock was on it. Dwayne Johnson, sorry. And
finish your story.
Yeah, the guy that called Cody Rhodes a mistake. The interview was about Moana 2 coming out this year, and he was thinking about, and then he was a little confused because he has to film the live action Moana this year as well as Moana 2 is coming out, which is befuddling to me, that the fact that is happening and that it's real, and that it's Disney being so out of whack for that. But
that is it for our recap. Do you want to add anything else in?
It was an okay award show. I mean, where it pleasantly nothing too upsetting.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe to all our channels. You can catch up for those who missed it on our podcast. We'll drop later today.
Mm-hmm.
This week we've got We Interrupt regular program tomorrow, where I'm going to look at Regime, Kate Winslet's show on HBO. Masters of the Air continues. We've only got one episode to go. Curb Your Enthusiasm was last season. We'll also look at that as well. What's next this week? We're doing a review on The Great Escaper, and I'm going to also look at Imaginary, the new Jason Blum film. Movie news this week, we will preview next week's films, but we'll also look at, we'll talk about our Oscar recap show. And then this week on AFI Top 100, we'll have our look at A Night at the Opera, Marx Brothers film. That's movie number 85 on the AFI Top 100 10-year revisited. Thanks everyone for watching or listening. Really appreciate it. Send us your feedback and we'll get back to you on upcoming episodes. That is my lovely co-host Hannah. I'll also tell you what she's going to watch